Hello students, today this is our second chapter, right? Human reproduction. Today we start this second chapter, human reproduction, right? In this chapter, now we have to read male reproductive system, female reproductive system, gametogenesis means formation of sperm and ovum. In this gametogenesis means spermatogenesis and oogenesis, menstrual cycle, fertilization and implantation, right? Then pregnancy, embryonic development means post-fertilization events, and parturition and lactation we have read, right? Now today we are going to read, I think we will complete this first, second and third up to gametogenesis we will read this one, okay? Now we start here. In this very first passage, only introduction is given. What is introduction? As you are aware, humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous animal. Sexually reproducing, asexual reproduction is absent in human, right? So that means they are only sexual reproduction and they are viviparous. Viviparous means they raise young one, right? They produce young ones. The reproductive events in human include formation of gametes, that is called gametogenesis, that is sperms in male and ovum in female. Simply everyone knows this one. Second, transfer of sperm into the female genital tract, that is called, when the transfer of sperms into the female genital tract, this specific process is called insemination. Here insemination and fusion of male and female gametes, that is called fertilization, right, leading to the formation of zygote. Then this is followed by the formation and development of blastocyst and its attachment to the uterine wall, that is implantation. It is called implantation, right? Then after embryonic development, post-fertilization events, gestation and delivery of baby, parturition, right? Embryonic development, which is called gestation, right? Gestation. Then after delivery of baby, this process called parturition, right? You may have learned that these reproductive events occur after puberty, right? These occurs after puberty. That means puberty, what is there? After sexual maturation. There are remarkable differences between the reproductive events in the male and female, right? Sexual differences are also there because human is a dimorphism, means humans, it has dimorphism, male and female are different, right? For example, sperm formation continues even in an old man also, but formation of ovum ceases in women around the age of 50, right? Yes. Now let us examine the male and female reproductive system in humans. So something is given here. Actually what happens here, we divide the total reproductive phase into three parts. Pre-embryonic development, second is embryo, that is we can say pre-fertilization stage, second one is our fertilization stage, and third one is our post-fertilization stage. Pre-fertilization stage means what? It is given here, that is gametogenesis and insemination. These two parts means formation of gametes, that is called gametogenesis, and transfer of gametes, that is called insemination in case of human. These steps come into the pre-fertilization stage. Now fertilization stage means what? Where fertilization occurs. This is formation of zygote. Fusion of male and female, that is called fertilization, leading to the formation of zygote. This one is called fertilization step. Third one is our post-fertilization steps. Post-fertilization stage in which this zygote further develop into a blastocyst, means that is we can say blastulation, gastrulation. Then after organogenesis occurs, so we can say gestation, the total gestation period up to parturition, this come into the post-fertilization events. Post-fertilization events means embryonic development, we can say also. So these three steps is present in all the organisms, also in our human body also. It is even human viviparous. Viviparous means it is because human is a eutherian. Human, it belongs to eutherian. Eutherian means last step, we belongs to primates, right? The eutherian, they are totally viviparous. They have a placenta, specific placenta is formation. That is after implantation, what happens? A specific tissue is formed, which is also endocrine in nature also, right? This one is called placentation. We will discuss in this chapter also placenta, different type of placenta we will discuss also, right? the placenta is present, right? So here what I am telling you, here I am only telling because humans belongs to primates, and primates means one specific characteristics that they have menstrual cycle. Other animals means seasonal cycle is there, that seasonal cycle is called Asterius cycle. But in case of human primates means monkey, ape and human, these three animals are specific because they have a menstrual cycle, means each month they have a cycle, in females only, right? Okay, so here we are going to read this one, and in the last line it is given the formation of ovum ceases in women around the age of 50 years. That means this one is called, when this is closed, it is called menopause, right? When the menstrual cycle ceases, it is called menopause. It is at 50 years, right, at the age of 50. But in case of males, they can produce sperms in old age also. That is mainly here given. Some specific steps are given, like first gametogenesis, then after insemination, then after fertilization, then after gestation period, and last one is given here, parturition. We will discuss about these terms detailed in our this chapter, right? Now here it is simply given the male reproductive system. Look here, male and female reproductive system, they are originate through mesodermal. Their origin is mesodermal, right? The first thing is their origin is mesodermal, which is not given in our NCERT, but it is important. Their origin is mesodermal. In intrauterine life, they are formed, right? Here, the mesonephric two ducts are formed, which are responsible for the formation of this reproductive duct, or we can say accessory ducts. In male, Wolffian duct is responsible, but in female, it is Mullerian duct, right? The Wolffian duct is responsible for the formation of, that is epididymis, vas deferens, right? And in case of female, like fallopian tube, or this is a oviduct, or this uterus, they are formed from Mullerian duct, right? These both ducts are present in both sexes, male and female. But what happens in a male, like these Sertoli cells, they secretes anti-Mullerian hormone, which are responsible for the degeneration of Mullerian ducts. Okay, that's why here in males only fallopian, that is Wolffian, that is called Wolffian, Wolffian. Wolffian duct is responsible for the formation of this is reproductive ducts, right? And in case of female, it is Mullerian duct. Okay, we start here from the male reproductive system. Some terms are also here we can use, because in male, we know male humans, they have we have two types of, we can divide these reproductive organs in two terms. First is primary and second is secondary. Primary means primary reproductive organs, they are testes or ovaries. Primary means what? Primary organs are those organs which are responsible for the production of sperms in a male or ovum in female, right? That's why here in male, primary organs are testes, and in female, these primary reproductive organs are ovaries. Okay. Now here, look what is given in male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is located in the pelvis region. They are located in the pelvis region. It includes a pair of testes, right, along with the accessory ducts. Accessory duct means they may be rete testis, epididymis, vas deferens, right? These are glands. Here three glands are there, they may be paired or unpaired, and the external genitalia, that is penis, right? The testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity. Testes are situated outside the abdominal cavity, right? And this cavity or pouch is called scrotal sac or scrotum. The scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testis, and how lesser temperature this one is? 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lesser than the body temperature. Means our body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, that means its testis, it is only 35, right? Normal body temperature necessary for spermatogenesis, which is very important for spermatogenesis. That's why the testes are located outside the body. In adults, each testis is a oval shape with a length means what? You can easily understand this one, 2 3 4 5, 2 to 3 and 4 to 5, right? That is given here also. Length of about 4 to 5 centimeter and width of about 2 to 3 centimeter, right? The testis is covered by a dense fibrous connective tissue, or we can say here dense covering, right? But here it is not given very well. I will tell you right after this reading. By a dense covering, right? Each testis has about 250 compartments, and each compartment contains 1 to 3 seminiferous tubule, which is given here, right? Here each testis has about 250 compartments. These are called as testicular lobules, right? And each testicular lobule, it contains 1 to 3, either it is 1 or 2 or 3, right? What is seminiferous tubules? Each lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Now you can understand how many seminiferous tubules are present in each testis. You have to multiply 3 by 250, means we can say it is 750 maximum, right? In which sperms are produced. So these seminiferous tubules are unit of testis. Each seminiferous tubules is lined on its inside by 2 layers of cells called male germ cells and Sertoli cells. Okay, this is the anatomy. First we have to read the here external feature of that, right? You can see here a figure is given. In this figure you usually see, right? Here this one is our vertebra, right? This is vertebra. This one is rectum, right? Look here, this is testis, that is testis, right? And here highly coiled structure, this one is our epididymis, this one, right? It is epididymis, and from epididymis what happens? This duct is arise from, and this one is called vas deferens, and vas deferens comes, right, make a loop on the ureter, and then it opens just dorsal, right? It is called dorsolateral side of the, this one is our urinary bladder, this one is urinary bladder, here it opens, right? And is separate, this is a gland that is called this one seminal vesicle, right? And this seminal vesicle, it secrete some secretion which is responsible for the formation of 60 to 70% of semen, right? Seminal vesicle is there, and both open separately here, right? And they open this one, when they fuse with each other, this means this one is our here from urinary bladder and from this one gland, it is called ejaculatory duct, right? Ejaculatory duct. Now here when you see, this one is two glands are membranous glands are present. These glands are called bulbourethral gland, right? This is the covering, skinny covering, that is called scrotum. This one is called glans penis plugging, right? Foreskin, right? Or purpose, it is also called as purpusi, right? This one is urethra, single, that is penis. Prostate gland, this one is prostate gland, single gland. This one is unpaired, but this one is paired. This one is also this pair, this seminal vesicle, it is also paired, right? Ureter come from kidney, it comes from our kidney, right? So this is the structure diagrammal sectional view of male pelvis showing the reproductive system. Okay. Some specific point we have to read here, I want to tell you, right? You can see in humans, here what we read, in human testis is outside, right? In human, testes are located outside the body, in a sac that is called scrotum. That is called scrotum, SCO, right? First thing is, but in some cases, scrotum, or we can say it is scrotal sac. But in some case, what happen? In some animals, testis is present inside the body, right? Means in abdominal cavity. Some animals are also there in which testis is come into the scrotum at the time of breeding, right? In means seasonal they come at, as for example, here some animals testis comes in scrotum in breeding season only. In breeding season. Which animals? These animals, as for example here, Rodentia. As for example, Rodentia. Rodentia is the order in which rats is coming. Another one is our bat, right? Chiroptera, bat. These are the example in which scrotum, that means testis comes in scrotum. Means testis descended, we can say comes means what here? Descended into the scrotum. Descended into the scrotum, right? And in some cases, in some animals are also there in which that permanently testis is located inside the abdominal cavity, means it's never come out the scrotum. As for example, some examples means abdominal testis. Example of some abdominal testis in some animals, and as for example here where our prototherians are, they are egg-laying, prototherians, right? Another prototherians, you know, always also Echidna or Platypus, they are the example of prototherians. Another example is for our like elephants, right? The elephants means, what is the order of elephant? It is Proboscidea. Order Proboscidea, as for example elephant, elephant. Another, we know animals, aquatic mammals, Cetacea, as for example our blue whale or dolphins, right? The order Cetacea, as for example dolphin or whale, right? Other examples are also there, as for edentate means in which fourth one is edentate, as for example sloth. They have also no test, means testis is present but inside the abdominal cavity, right? And one is also there, sea cow. Sea cow, you also know that sea cow, it has 6 vertebrae, means exception is this one, right? Sea cow. Sloth had just 6 to 9, it has 6 to 9 vertebra. Which vertebra? Crane, that is our cervical. These are specific feature which can be asked, cervical vertebra, right? So these are animals in which testis is permanently located inside the abdominal cavity, right? And some animals, I already tell you, that means testis descend into the scrotum at the breeding season, as for example rat or bat. Okay. Now, okay, you can write this one, right? Then after we will go another point. Now the second point here. each testis, right? Testis means scrotum. Each scrotum, it is lined by specific muscles that are called dartos muscles, right? So here we can say this one is not testis, this one is scrotal, right? Internally, we can write here, internally scrotum is lined by dartos muscles. Dartos, M-U-S-C-L-E-S, dartos muscle. Dartos muscles, right? So dartos muscles means what? They help, or we can say they help in the regulation of temperature of testis. They help in the regulation of temperature of testis means what? In the cold region, that means here they are responsible for regulate temperature. In winter, they contract. In winter, when they contract, what happens? This testis come toward the abdominal cavity and get some heat from the abdominal cavity, right? And in summer, they relaxed. When they relaxed means this scrotum, it moves away from the abdominal cavity. So that is dartos muscles. Another muscles are also present here, cremaster muscles, right? These dartos muscles, they are also called as spermatic fascia. Another name for this tarsal is spermatic fascia. So they are also called as spermatic fascia. These dartos muscles are also called as, right? Now second muscle, which is our cremaster muscles, they are cremaster muscles. Second is important muscles, right? They are also lined in scrotum as well as in inguinal canals. Lined in scrotum and inguinal, G-Y-N-A-L, inguinal canal. Inguinal canal means it is the canal, or we can say it is a passage from where spermatic cord enters into our abdominal cavity, or we can also say this is the canal through which the testis descend into the scrotum, right? So this cremaster muscles lined in the scrotum and inguinal canal, right? Cremaster muscles. Now third muscle, these testes, because we have two testes and these testes are connect with the scrotum through a bundle of muscles, and this bundle of muscles are called as here mesorchium, right? So another testes are attached with scrotal wall through a bundle of muscles, and these are called as what is called mesorchium. They are called as mesorchium. Mesorchium. So three muscles are there. Which muscles? Cremaster, that is dartos muscles or spermatic fascia. Second muscle is our cremaster muscle. Third is our mesorchium, right? And this another name for this mesorchium is gubernaculum. Another name is C-U-L-U-M. Also it is called as gubernaculum. Same mesorchium or gubernaculum, right? Okay, now next point. Here these testes here in inguinal canal, testes are, because here what happens, testes which are undescendant, if I can write here, if, right, testes are undescendant, because in intrauterine life that testes are formed, but at the time of birth these testes are descend into the scrotum. Sometime what happens, these testes are not descendant in the scrotum. So if testes are undescendant, means it cannot come out of the abdominal cavity, then it is called as cryptorchidism. It is called as cryptorchidism or undescendant testis, right? Cryptorchidism or undescendant testis. And then what happens, the doctor through surgery they descend this testis into the scrotum, and this is called archipaxy. This one is called archipaxy. When it is through surgery, this testis is descended into the scrotum. Okay. Now here spermatic cord. Another one is spermatic cord. Spermatic cord, it contains what? It contains what? Because here from our body, or that is from abdominal, what happens? Blood vessels, we can say here blood vessels. Blood vessels means artery as well as vein. Another nerves, lymphatic tissue, lymphatic vessels or lymph vessels we can say, and also vas deferens. Another one is our vas deferens. Vas deferens, right? That means they are interconnected with. Spermatic cord contains blood vessels, nerves, lymphatic vessels and vas deferens. Here you understand, blood vessels means blood artery. It means what is the direction of this blood artery? Blood artery means from abdominal cavity to testis. Blood veins means from testis to abdominal cavity. Here nerves from abdominal cavity to testis. Lymphatic vessels, their nerves means what? Two types of nerves are there. We can say here, right? Afferent and afferent, right? Lymphatic vessels, these are also from abdominal cavity to testis. Vas deferens means from testis to abdominal cavity. The vas deferens comes through this spermatic cord. These are the contents of spermatic cord, and this spermatic cord is also lined by, I already tell you, cremaster muscles. And cremaster muscles means they are elastic in nature. They are elastic, right? These cremaster muscles, they are elastic. Elastic means what? They are made up of yellow elastin fibers, right? These are present. Okay, so these are some specific means information which we have to know. Okay, another, the structure of spermatid, that is our structure. Now we are going to read about the structure of testis. Now you understand here, this scrotum, it is connected with abdominal cavity through this inguinal canal. So you can understand this one, inguinal canal, where it is spermatic cord is this one, and this spermatic cord is passes through inguinal canal, right? This spermatic cord, it passes through inguinal canal. First thing is there, inguinal canal, and another one is scrotum. Scrotum is connected with abdominal cavity through inguinal canal. Right? Okay, come to the next point, that is the structure of testis. Here, internal structure of testis, right? First, which is not given in our NCERT, that is what are the coverings that is present in our testis, right? Here, testis is also covered by 3 layers, right? So it is covered by 3 layers. Internal, no, it is covered by by 3 layers. So these 3 layers are, first one is, these are coverings. First, outermost is called tunica. Tunica means covering, right? The tunica vaginalis, second one is tunica albuginea, and third one is our tunica vasculosa. So here first one is tunica vaginalis, right? This is the outermost covering. Outermost covering, incomplete. Outermost incomplete. Why it is called incomplete? Because posteriorly it is absent. Incomplete because on posteriorly absent, right? Posteriorly it is absent. Outermost covering and incomplete. Why it is called incomplete? Because it is absent, right? It forms the parietal and visceral layer. It forms parietal and visceral layer of testis. Second point, right? Now another one is our tunica albuginea. You understand here, because here I write visceral. Visceral means here nerves, blood vessels, they come through this visceral layer, right? Second one is tunica albuginea, ALBU, right? Tunica albuginea. Tunica albuginea, it is the second means what? It is, we can say it is a middle layer, right? In tunica albuginea, it is made up of white fibrous connective tissue. Mostly our organ, they have a covering. Which covering is made up of? Simply we write here WFCT, white fibrous connective tissue, and that is collagen fibers. They are collagen fibers, and it is a complete. This one is complete. Complete means it covers from all this side, right? And at the posterior side, it is more thick. So more thick, posterior thickness means what happen? Posteriorly, complete, posteriorly, it is thick and forms, posteriorly thick it is, right? It forms the septum, interseptum, right? Because two scrotum, they are separated through, we have only one scrotum, and this scrotum, it is separated into two lobes, right, for two testes. So this septum is formed through this layer, tunica albuginea, right? Thick to form two form vertical septum, right? And the third one is our, which is innermost, it is tunica vasculosa. Tunica vasculosa. Tunica vasculosa, it is lined, right? Means it is the internal layer and it lines the seminiferous, that is we can say testicular lobules. It lines the testicular lobules, right? It is the last one which lines the testicular lobules, and we know how many testicular lobules are there. 250 testicular lobules are present, or we can say also they are compartment in each testis, as in NCERT it is given. So these three coverings or three layers are present in testis, right? Now I am going to draw the structure of this testis, and then we can understand. Okay, I think you can write also here the structure of human testis. Now first, this is the outermost covering. Right? Then after we have a second layer in different color, so that you can understand easily. This is the second layer, and this is our tunica albuginea, right? This one is tunica albuginea. It is a complete covering, right? This one is incomplete, right? This one is tunica vaginalis, this one is tunica albuginea, and the third one is our, that I will draw this one through this color, which is different, right? This one, because it contains what? Tubules, right? Seminiferous lobules compartment. These are the compartments. These are compartment, right? And these compartments, they are called seminiferous compartments. This layer, this one is our tunica vasculosa, right? And from this compartment, what release? It is the seminiferous tubules, right? So seminiferous tubules means it is 1, 2 or 3 maybe, right? I draw here 1 or 2 or 3. They forms a single. 1, 2, this also 1, only 1 is given here, 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, 3, we can say they are seminiferous tubules, right? 1, these are seminiferous tubules, right? And these seminiferous tubules, when they come, they form a single straight. This is also single straight, right? They forms a single straight duct, and this single straight duct is called tubuli acti. And these single straight ducts, when they come in this region, right? So they forms here, what forms they forms rete testis. They fuse with each other, and fuse means they fused and form a network like structure, and this fused network like structure is called rete testis, right? They forms a network like structure like this one. I simply draw this one, you can understand, right? So this network like structure is called rete testis. Rete testis, right? Now this from rete testis, what happens here? Here 10 to 20, right? 10 to 20 ducts arise. One. Here I am not draw 10 20, but here some here these are arise from rete testis, right? And they open into a single highly coiled right, highly coiled. I draw here like this one. This is a structure. Now here you can understand. Now I am going to level this structure. This one is our tunica vaginalis. This yellow color, this one is called tunica albuginea, right? This one is our tunica vasculosa, right? This is these are seminiferous tubules. These are seminiferous tubules, right? And these ducts, this one or this one, these ducts are called tubuli, T-U-B-U-L-I-E-C-T-I, tubuli acti, and these tubuli acti, they fuse with each other and forms a network like structure, and this network like structure is called, this structure, it is called rete testis. Rete testis, right? And there, when they come outside, this one is called vasa efferentia, right? They are highly coiled epidermis, right? Because epidermis, it has also three parts. So this highly coiled epidermis is called caput epididymis, right? This one, the body of epidermis, it is called corpus epididymis, right? This, it is called tail region, the cauda epididymis, and this region which goes outside the testis and come into the abdominal cavity, this one is called vasa deferens. Right? So these are the different part of our testis, right? Here scrotum is, this is the layer of scrotum. This one is scrotum, and it is also attached with muscles, right? And these muscles, they are called I already tell you, mesorchium, right? Mesorchium of gubranarculum, right? So this is the structure of a testis, in which you can easily see, right, the three layers of testis and seminiferous tubules. Then after tubuli acti, means what is the, when someone is asked what is the, where sperms are formed inside the seminiferous tubules, and from this they come into the tubuli acti, from tubuli acti they come into the rete testis, and from rete testis they comes into the epididymis, this is vas efferentia. From vas efferentia they come into the caput epididymis, then corpus epididymis, then cauda epididymis. This epididymis is 6 meter long in male humans, right? And here sperms are store for maturation. Maturation of sperms occurs inside the epididymis, right? Then after this, our vasa differentiation, this is vas difference, right? The vas difference it contains stereo vas difference. We can say epididymis, or this is our vas difference. They have which type of epithelium? They have stereociliated epithelium is there. This cilia is not involved in the transportation of sperm. Sperms are moved from this vas difference through pulsation, right? Not from ciliary movement, right? Because they have also tail, but they are not involved in this. They, through pulsation, they move from caput epididymis to here in our ejaculatory duct, right? Here. When we see the anatomy of these ducts, so they have two layers. These ducts, they have two layered, right? Two layered means outer one is circular muscles, and the inner one is epithelium tissue, simple epithelium tissue. This epithelium tissue is stereociliated epithelium tissue. They form the layer of vas difference as well as epididymis, right? These are the two layers in vas difference and in epididymis, right? So this is the structure, or we can say external structure of testis. Not we are not going in means microscopic anatomy is not there, but it is anatomy of testis. We cannot say it is microscopic anatomy, but it is an anatomy of testis, right? And it is the longitudinal section of the testis, not a transverse section of testis. Okay. Now come to the NCERT, then we read another thing. Here, each lobule contains 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules in which sperms are produced, right? Each seminiferous tubule is lined on its inside by two types of cell. One is called germinal cell, right? And another one is called our Sertoli cells. Male germ cells, they are called as spermatogonia. Mato means what? Mother, right? The spermatogonia and Sertoli cell. Sertoli cell are also called as nurse cell or sustentacular cells. Nurse cell or sustentacular cells. These male germ cells, spermatogonia, right? They are mother cells. Mato means what? This mato means what? It means mother. Where mato come? Mato means mata. Mata means what? Mother, right? Spermatogonia means sperm mother cells they are actually. And Sertoli cells. Sertoli cell also called as nurse cell. NURSE. Nurse cell. Another name of Sertoli cell is our sustentacular cell. TENTA. Sustentacular cells, right? The male germ cells undergo meiotic division. Male germ cells undergo meiotic germs. Male germ cells means what? Spermatogonia. They undergo meiotic division, finally leading to sperm. Spermatogonia, they undergo meiotic division and they form. First, what happens is this spermatogonia, they become enlarged. When they become enlarged, what happens? They are called as primary spermatocytes. Then they go into the meiotic division, and after first meiotic division, they forms the primary spermatocytes, right? And after second meiotic division, they becomes spermatids, we can say, right? Spermatids. Here, finally leading to the sperm formation, while Sertoli cell provide nutrition, that's why they are called as nurse cell, to the germ cells. The region outside the seminiferous tubules called interstitial space. Region which is outside the seminiferous tubules, right? It is made up of connective tissues. Some cells are also present in this interstitial space, right? And these cells are called, they contain small blood vessels, right? They are made up of connective tissues, means connective tissues? They are collagen fibers, right? and inside this interstitial space blood vessels are present. Also some cells are present which are called interstitial cells, or another name of these cells are called Leydig cells, right. We will draw this figure and then you understand. Here a front diagram is given here, right. You can see this one. If total male reproductive system is there, testicular lobules, these are lobules as we already write. Here I draw a very simple, but here highly coiled seminiferous ducts are there, right. So these are lobules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many lobules are there? 250 lobules are in each testis, right. Now here this is a branching like structures and these are called as rete testis, means here network like structure, they are called as rete testis. Vas efferentia, how many? 15 to 20 vas efferentia, right, originate from the rete testis and they opens into a single duct, highly coiled. Look here, you can understand highly coiled single duct, that is called epididymis. They opens into epididymis, right. This part of epididymis, this one is called caput epididymis. This side it is carpus epididymis, and when it is becomes tail, it is called cauda epididymis. Now it comes and a single duct come here. It is not given, but okay, here it is given, right. You can see this one. This canal is called inguinal canal. Through inguinal canal, they enters into the body, means abdominal cavity or pelvis region, right. And this comes and make a loop. This side make a loop. This one is ureter. Make a loop thick over the ureter, and finally it expand. Where it is expand, this expand part is called ampulla. Ampulla, right. And here what happens here? Here a gland is present, paired gland is present, right, on both sides, and it also opens into the duct, into the ampullary region of this seminal, that is which one? Vas deferens, right. The seminal vesical duct is also opens into the vas, means ampullary region of vas deferens, and they forms ejaculatory duct. They both form ejaculatory duct, means here where they meet, there what forms? Ejaculatory duct is formed. Now this duct, it opens into the ring like gland, that is called epididymis, prostate gland. This one is called prostate gland. Prostate gland is 5-lobed single gland. Seminal vesicle is paired gland, right. 5-lobed single, we will discuss this one, prostate gland also, right. And then urethra starts. This is the urethra, right. This one is glans penis, foreskin, and this opening is called meatus. Meatus, right. So this is the human reproductive system diagram. Here what is given? And interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Leydig cells synthesize and secretes testicular hormones that are called as androgens, right. Leydig cells, what are they secrete some hormones like testosterone, right. So these are called androgens, right. Other immunological competent cells are also present, okay. The male sex accessory ducts include rete testis, vas efferentia, start from rete testis, then vas efferentia, then epididymis, and then vas deferens, right. The seminiferous tubules of the testis open into vas efferentia through rete testis, and this vas efferentia leaves the testis and open into, where it is open? Into the epididymis, right. Vas efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. Seminiferous tubules of the testis opens into the vas efferentia through rete testis, and the vas efferentia leaves the testis and opens into epididymis. Do you understand what is here? Here, that means what? Vas efferentia leaves the testis, means rete testis is also present in the testis, right. The epididymis lead to vas deferens that ascend to the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder, ureter and urinary bladder. It receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as the ejaculatory duct, right? First what happens? It receives a duct from the seminal vesicle and then opens into urethra as the ejaculatory duct, right? These ducts store and transport the sperm from the testis to the outside through urethra, okay? So that means what? Transport of the sperm from testis to the outside through urethra. This process is called ejaculation, right? The urethra originates from the urinary bladder. Urethra, we know very well. Urethra originates from the urinary bladder and extends through the penis to its external opening, and this opening is called urethral meatus. That's all about the male reproductive system, right? And there is a structure in which we can see here seminiferous tubules and different cells, right? In this I think not very clear, but at least we can understand the different cells. I also draw the structure and then I tell you which cells are. Look here, this is this portion, right? This portion is our seminiferous tube-like structures, seminiferous tubules, and this structure, but that means we can say it is the TS of testis. If you see the TS transverse section of a testis in a slide, you can see this structure, right? So this part between the seminiferous tubules, right? These are seminiferous tubules, and this part which is present between the seminiferous tubules, this one is called interstitial space. It is called interstitial space. Which one? This part. In interstitial space, some cells, look here, these are cells, right? So these cells are called interstitial cells, or we can say another name for interstitial cell, it is Leydig's cells, right, which are responsible for the secretion of androgens, right? Inside the testicular lobule, we understand this one. This is made up of connective tissues, right? Interstitial space. Look here, these are connective tissues, boundary, right? Okay. Now here inside the seminiferous tubules, we have two types of cells. Some cells are germ cells. These are germ cells, right? And these germ cells, they are spermatogonia. This means we can say this one these are spermatogonia, means sperm mother cell, right? These are cuboidal, means cube-like structures, cuboidal in shape. So they are also called as cuboidal epithelium, right? Spermatogonia, when they divide, these are spermatogonia. So they first, what happens, they divide. Here one thing I want to tell you, either it is a male gamete or a female gamete, both are originate from primordial cells, right? Primordial cells means what? Undifferentiated cells. We cannot say them they are germ cells. They are germ cells, but they are primordial cells. Means primordial means undifferentiated cells, right? So they may be they form a gamete or they may not form a gamete. Maybe it may be, right? That's why it is called undifferentiated. Undifferentiated cells are primordial cells. First, what happens? These primordial cells, they forms spermatogonia. Through mitosis, they form spermatogonia. Now the spermatogonia, it develops. When it develops, it forms primary spermatocytes. We can say here spermatogonia are also primary spermatocytes, but after enlargement, right? So they are primary spermatocyte or spermatogonia. They develop into primary spermatocyte, right? Then this primary spermatocyte, they divides through meiosis and form 4 haploid cells, right? And haploid cells, these 4 haploid cells which are round structure, they are called as spermatids. They are circular, oval or circular structure, right? And these, look here, in some places we can see here these spermatids, they are attached with some cells. right? When they are attached with some cells, to these cell, like this one cell, sperms are attached with this cell, right? This sperm, this sperm. So these cells are called as nurse cell, sustentacular cell, or we can say they are Sertoli cells. These are Sertoli cells. So what is the function of Sertoli cell? They provide nutrients to the spermatids. Now the spermatids, they are converted from cylindrical shape to a spermatozoon. So this differentiation is called this one is called, what is called here? Spermiation, right? Spermiogenesis, right? Spermiogenesis. And when these they have tail, so they move, and that means they leave this Sertoli cell, and when they leave this Sertoli cell, this one is called spermiation, right? Okay, we will read here. So you understand, I think you understand here, two types of cells are there. One is called spermatogonia, another one is called Sertoli cell. Sertoli cell provided them nutrients, and spermatogonia, it is responsible for the formation of gamete, that means for the formation of spermatozoa. Spermatozoa, when it is called spermatozoa? When they have tail. When they develop into, means they have tail. They are not mature, but they have tail, they can move, right? So they start moving, and through spermiation they release from this means seminiferous tubule and reach to the epididymis, right? And in spermiogenesis means what? Spermiogenesis means what? These cylindrical cells, that is spermatids, they are convert into spermatozoa. They have no tails, no other things, they are circular cells, right? So these are called spermatids, right? Okay. So here you can understand spermatogonia, they are diploid. Spermatocyte, primary spermatocyte is also diploid, but secondary spermatocyte is haploid. And also here these spermatids or spermatozoa, they are also haploid in nature, right? Because they have half number of chromosomes. Okay. Now come the last external genitalia of male. It is the penis is a male external genitalia. It is made up of special tissue that helps in erection of the penis to facilitate insemination. Special tissue means there is spongin tissues, right? So two circular mass of tissue is present also, that is called carpora cavernosa and aspergiosum, right? These two. Here it is given, which one? Special tissue. We can, this is special tissue. Which is special tissue? It is called carpus, a pair of carpus cavernosa, and another one is, these are paired, right? Means we can say here lateral, paired. And second one is carpus spongiosum, right? When you understand this one and this 2 and this is 3, right? Here urethra is present. These two, these are these are blood vessel, right? So this one is, these two are carpora cavernosa, this and this, and this carpus aspergiosum is this one. This one is, and this one is carpus aspergiosum. So these are special tissues, right? Circular mass of tissue, circular mass of special tissue, which are responsible for erection, right? To facilitate insemination, the enlarged end of the penis is called glans penis, is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin, right? This is also called as prepuce, right? The male accessory gland, look here, a gland is also present, that is a special type of sebaceous gland is there, and it secretes smegma, right? Smegma means it is antibacterial. So the male accessory glands include paired seminal vesicle, first seminal vesicle, a prostate gland and a bulbourethral glands. Look here, seminal vesicle is paired, bulbourethral gland is paired, but this prostate gland is unpaired. But this prostate gland is made up of 5 lobes, right? Ring-like gland. Secretion of these glands constitutes the seminal plasma, which is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. The secretion of bulbourethral gland also help in the lubrication of the penis, right? So these are the glands which are present. Okay, we will see these glands. What are the glands? Here you can see three types of gland. First one is given here. First, it is our seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle, it forms 60 to 70% of semen, right? And here, very important thing is there. Here, fructose sugar is present. Fructose sugar is present only and only in male semen, right? It is no other. This sugar is present, and it is also used for check the, that means some criminal aspects like rape, right? Fructose sugar is there, and fructose sugar, it acts as fuel to sperms. Another substance which is also present in seminal secretion, it is like which one? Fibrinogen, another citric acid, another is our, it is not a citric acid, it is citrate, right? Okay, we can write here citrate, right? Another prostaglandins, right? Inositol and some proteins. So these are the components of seminal vesicle secretion, right? Second, our prostate gland. Prostate gland, it is also important. This is our second, right? So it secretes calcium and phosphorus, right? Calcium and phosphorus. And these calcium and phosphorus, they are responsible for the energy and for the motility of the sperms, right? Another thing are here, it is citric acid, second is fibrinolysin enzymes, right? Fibrinolysin. Fourth enzyme is clotting enzyme, it is clotting enzymes. These are present in prostate gland, right? So in prostate gland means calcium, phosphorus, they are for energy, right? Another this you can see here clotting enzymes. First, what happens when semen is ejaculated? First, it get clot. Why it get clot? To reduce the motility of the sperm. So it can preserve the which one? Energy, right? Preserve the energy means what? Fructose sugar. After some time, what happens? Due to the presence of fibrinolysin, this clot is break down, right? Now when it is clotting is broken down, now motility starts, means the sperms can move, right? So that is a process in which for the, that we can say, to conserve the fructose sugar. And after some time, when the sperm comes into the vaginal tract, then this, due to the presence of fibrinolysin, this clot is broken down, right? And when it is liquefied, when after liquefaction, what happens? The sperms start movement, right? So this is the prostate gland. Another one is our bulbourethral gland. These glands, they are also player gland and membranous gland, which is present just lateral to the urethra. So they also secrete some secretion that helps in the lubrication of the penis. And another function of this one, because they also, the secretion of this bulbourethral gland, it also means we can say clean the urethra. Clean the urethra means what? It what happens? It change the acidic medium, because in urethra uric acid, urea is released, and we know it is acidic in nature, right? So acidic means what? It is for immunity. but this acidic medium is also harmful for sperm because they destroy the sperm. So this acidic medium is converted into alkaline medium. So it forms a alkaline medium in the urethra, right? That means what? His semen, what is the pH of semen? It is pH of semen is 7.3, slightly alkaline, right? Okay. Now here female reproductive system is given. Female reproductive system. Okay. So before going to female reproductive system, some important point which is here for male reproductive system is important. Okay, we start. Look here. Here what is? Now here what is this term? Semen means what? It is sperm plus, we can say sperm plus secretion of glands, accessory glands, and I did not write here because it is time wasting only. Accessory gland, secretion of gland means accessory gland means what? It is seminal vesicle, it may be prostate gland, right? Second is here, what is the amount, means quantity of semen means what is the quantity of semen? It is 3 to 4 ml, right? Third one is here, what is the, means we can say pH, so already I tell you it is 7.3, right? Normal sperm count, is 20 to 120 million per ml. It is the normal count, right? Another one is our one term is here oligo. Oligo means what? Less, right? Oligospermia. Oligospermia means what? If the count is less than 20 million per ml, it is called oligospermia, right? Another one is azoospermia. Azoospermia means what? Nil sperm, nil or about to nil sperms. Means if sperms are absent, they are called as azoospermia. Another one is asthenospermia. These are terms which you use here. Asthenospermia means what? Here the motility, reduced motility. Motility means movement, reduced movement of motility of sperms, right? And another one is here teratospermia. Teratospermia means what? Here their structure means their structure is different, means they have abnormal morphology, right? Abnormal morphology of sperms. So these are some specific terms which we use for which one? Means semen or sperms, right? Okay, here pH also we can write here. It is 7.3. Okay. Some other points is also here, like ring shaped gland means what? Ring shaped gland is our prostate gland. Prostate gland, it is ring shaped gland and it is opens through minute apertures, fine apertures, right, into the prostatic urethra, right? Okay, what is time then? Okay, we will discuss this point in another class.